Hello everyone. Sorry I haven't done a video in a little bit, but I've just been swamped lately. Anyways, this is another Star Wars series, and it's actually in response to a video that Sean made a while ago. I'll leave the link in the description and all that stuff, and without further ado, here we go. So, start with, Rey has a British accent, and Obi-Wan had a British accent too. This is important because very few good guys have British accents in the Star Wars franchise. However, this is on its own is not a great defense, unless she turns out to be a bad guy. I mean, she could be a bad guy. We'll see about that. Anyways, so accents do not work by lineage at all. She will learn her accent from whoever taught her to speak and whoever she learned to speak from, or wherever she learned to speak from. So just because she has an accent doesn't mean she is his daughter. Plus, Unkar Plot has a British accent too, whom she grew up around. Although I think she would have already developed the accent by the time she was brought to him, judging from her accent in the vision. So, next, this is a genuine point. Rey used the Jedi mind trick, which was a power that Obi-Wan was proficient with. However, Obi is obviously not the only Jedi who could use mind tricks. We see Luke use them, and we see Jin attempt to use one on Watto. Anakin's slave master, Watto, even says, I'm a Toydarian. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money. Stating that he knew what a Jedi mind trick was, and that it was ineffective on his race. This is probably the strongest support for this theory, as Rey is just naturally gifted in that power. Some people have also said that only Obi-Wan and Rey have any success with the mind tricks, pointing to how Watto wasn't affected by it when Jin used it, and how Jabba wasn't either with Luke. It suggests this as evidence that most people aren't very powerful with it, because both Jin and Luke were notable Jedi. But honestly, this does not take into account the actual literal evidence. When Jin tried to trick Watto, Watto disagreed with him, then said that the trick wouldn't work on him because he was a Toydarian. This points not to weak powers, but to the biology and intelligence of the individual. Watto was pretty smart. I mean, to some degree. But the main reason was his particular biology, which was resistant to mind tricks, according to him. We also saw that Jin was successful earlier in the story, when he asked Boston for help. This trend appears again with Luke. It is said that because Luke couldn't trick Jabba, he must not be good at it. But we had just seen before that Luke could use the trick on Jabba's servant. I mean, minutes before. He was clearly capable, so why didn't it work on Jabba? Well, think about it. Jabba isn't an imbecile. He's an evil genius. I do not know if he has biology like Watto, but I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, I do think that Jabba was just too smart, and so could resist it. Now, you may be thinking about all the times that Obi used the trick, all with success. Now, pause and think about that. Were any of those people particularly smart? The stormtroopers were pretty thick. And that guy at the bar in the Attack of the Clones? Anyways, I think I made a pretty good defense against this point. Moving on. Kenobi spoke to Rey in her Force vision. This is true, but he's not the only person to talk to her. Yoda spoke as well, so what? She's related to Yoda? We're not even going to consider that. Mirrors and parallels. There are a lot, though I could probably draw most of the same conclusions around different characters. Now, keep in mind that The Force Awakens is mirroring many classic and iconic events and things of the previous Star Wars movies. Rey is meant to be a freaking awesome protagonist, embodying all the awesome or loved things of previous characters. She seems to maybe more of a natural prodigy even than Anakin, which is impressive. and at least as good as Luke. It also is likely that a lot of this is also just a way of Star Wars storytelling. The parallels are evident, but they don't necessarily mean much. I'm not saying they're obsolete, I'm just saying they are physical evidence. Almost every parallel could not simply be replicated simply by her being his granddaughter. So with that said, Obi and Rey are both desert-dwelling loners. However, Kenobi was only ever living in the desert to hide and to watch over Luke. Rey is there because she was left there, and bears more similarities to Luke and Anakin, who were also nobodies living in the desert. But they were not alone, unlike Rey and Ben. So there's that. I don't think that's much of a support for it. But anyways, going on. Now, we come to the most important part. My greatest issue with this whole idea is that how great of a Jedi Obi was. I mean, for Rey to be his daughter or granddaughter would mean he broke the Jedi code, something he held in the highest esteem. Even when he confessed his feelings to Satine, he no. Yeah, thanks for helping me out there. Even when he confessed his feelings to Satine, his highest priority was to the Jedi Order. So for him to be Rey's grandpa, or whatever, he would be abandoning what he built his life around, and it would be a severe detriment to his character. Yes, the Jedi Order is gone, but it's made clear that the spirit of it lives on through Obi and Yoda, and hopefully Luke. There was plenty of time for Obi to fall in love, get married, and have children between the Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, yes. But it also is testified canonically that he spent that entire time meditating and watching over Luke. Anyways, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not. I just don't like what I don't think Obi would. It would just not be like him. Though there is this. If Rey is a Kenobi, it might be interesting to see Rey be trained by Luke, a Skywalker, whose master was a Kenobi, and to see her face off against Kylo, a Skywalker. It'd just be interesting. So, tell me what you think. Could Rey be a Kenobi? Leave your opinions down below, and may dragons guide you.